Skip, how impressed were you with Micah's performance?
You know, I got to toast Micah Parsons.
Ooh!
Diet Mountain.
That's huge!
Wait. Let's see what follows.
Yeah.
Cheers to what?
Cheers, Micah. Bully for Micah Parsons. He whined last week. I don't get any holy call. Come on, give me a holy call. He wrote a check he needed to cash after against Joe Flacco, or as I call him, Fluco, in that game at Green Bay. 4 quarters, Micah against the statuesque Joe Flacco had 0 sacks and 0 quarterback hits. They probably gave him 17 pressures. I don't know, but whatever. And so yesterday he's playing against a fairly immobile backup quarterback on his 7th team against an Arizona team that's now 2-5. And Micah Parsons came to play, and he had his best game of his career statistically, as you pointed out, 3 sacks, 5 quarterback hits. And yet, it always blows my mind that Micah played for 4 years for my Dallas Cowboys. 4 years, listen to this. And he never had a 3-sack game? Are you kidding? The next Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, Charles Haley never had a 3-sack game in 4 years in Dallas, and in 4 playoff games that I watched all too closely, he had 1 late sack in the last minute against the 8-9 Buccaneers on Tom Brady's swan song game at age 45 that we were ahead in 31-14, and he got 1 sack in 4 playoff games late in that game in a blowout. And I was just laughing out loud going into the Green Bay at Dallas game on that Sunday night because everybody's predicting Micah's going to wreck the game. He's going to have 4 sacks. I'm like, he's never had 3 in a single game in his career. So 3 against Arizona was breakout for Micah Parsons. Way to go. You got 3 against Jacoby Brissett. I'm impressed. And so we had a Micah Parsons who in 5 games at Green Bay, I want you to let this sink in and soak in. He had 2.5 total sacks in his first 5 games in Green Bay. And the 2 sacks without the half were chase down sacks, ambush blindside sacks, in which he chased down Dak Prescott from behind and got a sack he didn't deserve because Dak clearly fell forward across the line of scrimmage for a yard gain, and they took it away from him. That was not a sack.
So sore about that sack.
And then in that opener, when the crowd is out of its mind, Micah gets introduced last in his first game, his debut in Green Bay. Late in the game, they're way ahead, and he chases down the statuesque Jared Goff, who has bolted the pocket and is trying to run to the line of scrimmage, and he ambushes him like a LeBron James chase down block. That's what it was the equivalent of, to get Jared Goff. And that's all you've got. So against Jacoby Brissett, I'm going to give you this. He actually had 1 late clutch sack because the game got a little bit dicey in the end. It was 27-23. And Arizona had it 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 26 with 32 seconds left. And to Micah's credit, I'm going to give him his prop. Not with an S on it, just a prop singular. He gets 1 prop, not props. But he did blow up the pocket, and he sacked Jacoby Brissett, and that was his first big time where I said, oh, well, that'll work. That was actually kind of like a Charles Haley sack, like a real sack. So I give him that one, and yet I'll close with this, and I'll let you guys fire away at me. But now I want to see what happens in a game of magnitude, because coming up this next Sunday night, we've got Micah's Packers at Aaron Rodgers' Steelers, and I want to see if he can get 3 sacks against the immortal Aaron Rodgers in a game that really matters, a game that's going to be really dicey because I'm not sure they can beat Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. So, Micah, way to go. Now you're it. Now let's see what you can do against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think that was a dominant performance. 10 total pressures, 5 QB hits, 4 tackles for
10
loss.
pressures?
3 sacks.
Hi.
You know what? I mean, it was a dumb game plan from the Cardinals. Micah talked about it after the game that he's used to seeing 2 tight ends, getting a chip from a running back.
Thank you.
Out of 32 rushes last night, he was double-teamed on 11 snaps. They let him wreck the game. I've went into games as an offensive lineman, and you're going on Wednesday and we're hyping up this guy, and there's a great D end, and the offensive line coach says, we're going to block him one-on-one this week. You're in the back of that meeting room like, you're going to leave him versus him one-on-one? And that's what the Cardinals' game plan was last night. We're going to leave Jonah Williams. We're going to leave Parrish Johnson out on an island. Best versus best. Let's see what happens. Micah beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah.
I don't know how they didn't see him getting whipped and didn't get a chip, didn't get a tight end. You gotta muddy the picture for those really great defensive ends. You got to put a bunch of bodies on them. So I was pumped. That was a good deal for Micah.
I'm glad you said that. 46 passing plays. They blocked more than 5 offensive linemen 11 times.
11 times.
With this pass rush. 11 times.
And please point out there are other pass rushers in that
But what do you
front.
think is going to happen with Micah Parsons, who's got the most pressures or QB hits since he stepped foot in the NFL? And you said he had 1 clutch sack. Okay. Let's talk about this clutch. Kay, his first TFL was when they was in the red zone getting ready to score.
Mm-hmm.
He got a TFL on 2nd down when they were getting ready to score. You know what he did the very next play? As they were in the red zone, he got a sack. Stop points, okay? His next sack came in the red zone, okay? At the end of the game, what did he do? He got a pressure sack in the red zone, and then to end the game, he got a pressure sack. So without Micah Parsons, as you said, he was just only had 1 clutch sack. Without him getting multiple stops in the red zone, don't you think that they possibly would have scored more points? Is that not clutch?
You're saying that
Is that not wrecking a game?
2-5 Arizona. I'm impressed.
Is that not wrecking?
It was the opponent.
So it's the. Didn't you just say it's the NFL?
It's the NFL.
It's the NFL team, right?
National Football
National
League.
Football League. All right. But you said that he didn't do anything against Joe Flacco. And what team did Joe Flacco play for when they played them? Cincinnati, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the issue we've had with Joe Burrow and his team?
Pass protection. Pass protection.
Okay. So clearly things can happen week to week.
Yep.
So you're saying it was because of the team. Don't you think if he's gonna light somebody up, it's gonna be against that O-line that has been getting Joe Burrow killed all the time? So it's week to week.
Yeah,
but look at when it happens.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, when they tally this up, you said he had 3 sacks, he never had 3 sacks, whatever. Okay, but wasn't it him and Reggie White that had 12.5 sacks to start their season? Does it say at the end of the year, do it say when he got them? It just say 12.5 sacks, right?
12.5 sacks.
All right, so he got the 3 sacks, but you know why this matters, why it's such a big deal is because of when he got them in the red zone to stop them from scoring. You said the sack against Dak. It was a sack to stop him from scoring. He is wrecking games. You may not think he's wrecking games, but he is a game wrecker. Because you know how I know? Because when we game plan, y'all know how this goes. What do we do in the team meeting? Get in the team meeting, offensive game records, defensive game records. You don't think on that screen every week is Micah Parsons?
I don't know what the Cardinals did because they just let him be.
They did what he said. They did what he
They were
said.
listening to Skip. They
He ain't about nothing. They did what Richie said. They're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, we're gonna block him one-on-one.
After he's beating on one guy, you start sending more
gotta
people.
adjust.
You start adjusting. It's called
adjust.
game day adjustment, and they didn't. Like you bad at Micah for that.
I'm gonna lean on the 3-sack game, Skip. You downplaying that
Like a 3-sack game.
How many 3-sack games you got?
What?
One.
Okay, but you're a defensive tackle.
All
You're not an edge
Skip, I'm
rusher.
gonna get to the edges too. Like Lawrence Taylor right there, he got the most NFL history. He got 12 games with it. He probably played 20 years. I played with Von Miller. Parsons looked like Von Miller last night. That's how Von used to wreck games. Pressures.
Yeah.
Crazy rushes, no sack, but he's in the backfield every play. That looked like primetime Von Miller right there. But Von, he right behind Lawrence Taylor. He got 11 3-sack games. Your guy, Charles Haley, how many he got? Guess how many he got, Skip? He only got 3.
Okay.
He only got 3 3-sack. But the guy who you mentioned, this is the best pass rusher in the world. in the world, Skip.
I saw Charles Haley wreck playoff game after playoff game. That first year they stole him from the 49ers. It's way before your time, but they stole him.
Okay.
And then it turned went around, came all the way back around to that NFC Championship game at Candlestick.
Who was in the secondary?
Charles Haley took it over.
Yeah.
3 sack games, he only got 3.
Okay.
But you're all about the playoffs. You always
I am.
say,
I am.
I need to see
I'll
what
say,
you do
but
in the
Haley
playoffs.
was a physical force. Like Haley was
Who
out
was
there.
in the
dominating.
secondary?
That
matters.
Was Parsons not a physical force last night?
He was.
Yes.
Hold
He
that
was,
shit
100%.
up. He was in the backfield every play, Skip. Every play.
He was.
Even when he got double, he still was in the backfield.
Okay.
Right.
Like,
Okay, he put himself on the hot seat, and it fired him up. He had to come to
and
play.
he put himself on the hot seat. You
Yeah.
know what else he did, Skip? He got a holding call.
Hey, Skip, you know what I
He got a holding call.
Hey, but you know what
he drew a flag last night.
Hey,
So
Keith.
I thought the spotlight was going to kill him,
Yeah.
but it actually helped him.
Yeah.
They didn't hold him as much last night, and when they did hold him, they caught the shit.
You know why I love numbers and facts? See, I got my handy dandy notebook that I go to, and you look some stuff up. Okay, you said when he was at the Cowboys, he just got to Green Bay, right? Just got to Green Bay. Since 2022, you said no 3-sack games, he wasn't this and this. We all talked about he was getting single blocked, correct? You know who the most double-teamed player since 2022 is?
Ours?
Got to be Micah.
Micah freaking Parsons.
Gotta be Micah.
You know what happens when you blocking one-on-one? You get 11 plays where they double team. Okay, 11. And the other ones, you get 3 sacks, 4 TFLs, 10 pressures, 5 QB hits, and 5 tackles. That's what you get out of Micah Parsons if you're going to single him. But he's getting double teamed the most out of any player, including Myles Garrett.
Nah,
This is what happens.
That's the fact, Skip. He ain't just like waving and they saying he got double team. You could literally see
could
2
look-
guys blocking.
Yeah.
And they mark that down as a double team.
So how did he have no quarterback hits on Joe Flacco for 4 full quarters in
Because
a
he got
home
double-
game?
I bet
in a
you if you
home
go
game?
look, he got double teamed more than 3 times.
Double team
And by the way,
worst
Flacco
defense.
lit up that defense in the second half of the
Yeah.
game. Well, he did.
Skip, you
And,
deflected. Skip.
wait a second.
We talking about Parsons. We ain't talking about,
Okay.
we ain't talking about Fluco right now. Skip.
Is Rashawn Gary any good?
He had a forced fumble yesterday.
Yeah, he's really good. Is Van Ness any good coming off the other edge?
Was it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Is Wyatt any good? Is Edgerrin Cooper any good?
Right.
He's surrounded by pass rushers everywhere.
Okay.
And yet he's not wrecking games until yesterday. I give you this is his best game of his career against the Arizona freaking Cardinals, a 2-5 team starting their backup quarterback who's now on his 7th NFL team. Way to go.
So what do you
Okay.
consider wrecking the game?
Congratulations.
Does it have to get the stat? You can't wreck the game by being in the backfield and speeding up the operation. You can't wreck the game by a quarterback. As soon as he drops his foot, he has to step up and move
Quarterback
bro.
hits.
You can do
Quarterback
all of that.
hits. Maybe you don't quite get there. Maybe he gets rid of the ball and you don't get a sack, but you get a hit.
So if
That's
I'm
a
the
game
quarterback
wrecker.
and I have to roll out and speed up my operation, now we're in scramble drill.
Yep.
Who calls that? That's Micah Parsons. That's not wrecking the game
Yep.
because you're
What if,
not comfortable.
what if a receiver had 0 catches, 0 yards, but I had 0 picks? Did I wreck the game?
Yep, you did.
I just want to know.
Especially if he's won.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Richie, what do you think?
I think the thing with Micah is we see these flashes of greatness, and of course he exposes one-on-one matchups, but then we can't see him disappear for 2 or 3 weeks. We can't see him.
When haven't we seen him disappear, though? What game? Let's put it on this big screen right here and watch him disappear. I promise to God, you
He
will
not
not
disappeared.
see him disappear. No game.
What does disappear mean? Because he don't have a stat?
Okay.
Yes.
He not disappearing.
Hell
Okay,
nah.
he not disappearing because that offense has to, all their attention goes to him. And you just
Okay.
said he got all these other pass rushers.
Okay, and so
Right. That's not disappearing.
What's going to happen, because it happened every year right on schedule in Dallas, last 6 or 7 games, he gets worn down and worn out by the chip blocks, by whatever double team it is. He's not a physical force of a football player. He's not a Charles Haley. He's not a Reggie White. Reggie White was the you're a Reggie White.
is one of the most freakish people we've
Okay,
ever
I know,
seen in life.
but he's 300 pounds.
not
I know.
NFL, in life.
I got it.
There's
Parsons
nothing he
told
couldn't do.
Yeah, but he's very different than Micah. Micah's slendery, sort of 245, 250.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, because he can fly. He
I've
probably
never
runs
seen nobody that
4.5.
He is
explosive
the
off
new
the
age
snap.
Von Miller, man. Like,
And Vaughn was ultra explosive off the snap.
he's
I've
the
never
new age
seen
Von
nobody
Miller.
explosive
We've
like
seen him
Parsons
in the
off the
flesh.
snap.
Okay, Von Miller was nastier than Micah. I don't think Micah's got that nasty gene in him where he's a killer, a cold-blooded killer. I don't see it. I watched him.
Wasn't Micah Parsons the same dude that was trying to wrestle, sumo wrestle overseas? That's Micah Parsons. Like, this, what do you mean?
No.
Like,
No.
Because he loves
he's a competitor.
I just want to see him keep it up. I want to see with the bars high, keep it up, keep balling like this. Like Skip said,
next week definitely ain't the bar, Skip.
He's got a ton of great pass rushers.
Move.
He's got a ton of great pass rushers.
Okay, I'm going to remind all you guys. 2 of his veteran teammates in Dallas over the last year called him out for prioritizing his podcast over winning football games.
Yeah, that's the new age, though.
Okay, well, is it?
Kid.
Yeah. Is it?
That's what the kids do nowadays, Skip.
Cold-blooded killer? Really?
Pastor Tan doing the podcast, too.
When was his last show?
Pastor Tan doing the podcast,
When was his last show?
MVP.
When was Micah Parsons' last show?
Lives for it.
I don't know.
I'm asking. You said we're going to see more of the same. They talked about his podcast in Dallas. We're going to see more of the same. When was his last episode? You know why you don't know? Because he ain't had one.
Right.
He's in Green Bay. It's football. We're not going to see the same entertainment. You know how I know Micah Parsons was all over the place? Because when I'm back at the Mavericks games and we going to watch RDP, Micah is right in there. He walking everywhere. That's not none of that is happening in Green Bay. He said last night when he got the game ball in the locker room, man, this has been extremely tough. Like, I'm trying to adjust, but y'all making it easy on me. You know what he's adjusted to? The fact that I'm not all out. I can't go here. I can't go there. I can't. When they break, there was video of Micah Parsons at the Texas State Fair because that's what he's used to doing.
Right.
He can't do that now, so it's all football. You're not getting the same Micah.
And
that
he
you've been getting.
He a kid, Skip.
He's still young.
Something we got to get used to.
Okay.
Pastor Tan do a podcast. Like, these boys was born in 2000s. Like, they're not like us, Skip.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll back Skip up on this one because I think the podcast was causing a riff in the locker room. There were certain comments and certain tweets, maybe aimed at Dak, maybe ambiguous, but that creates a rift in the locker room.
Of course.
And you know it was on his mind because the first thing he did when he went to Green Bay is he said, no more podcasts.
Yep.
He said, that I don't want to create the same distraction in Green Bay that we had in Dallas.
So how are we getting the same? So how are we getting the same Parsons then? If he's not doing the same thing, in order to get a different result, you got to do something you never done.
Yeah, this
and
is
he's
growth.
not going to have a podcast.
He got
growing,
that game.
maturing.
You caused the riff in the locker room before, right? You grew from it. You learned. I caused the riff in the locker room. I grew from it. I learned. Bro, in year 5. What are you in, Skip? Year 5?
Yeah.
But
year 5.
Like, you and I were in the locker room causing the riff. We weren't in a podcast studio where things are getting lobbed.
You and I was also born in the 1980s.
Right.
These motherfuckers born in the 2000s. They different than us.
I get it.
It's a live stream.
I get it.
Seriously,
They live on the internet now, bro. It's different.
Think about what's happening. He might have caused a rift. But are we really worried about Micah Parsons off the field? That dude is doing little kid stuff. He's wrestling with a sumo wrestler. He going over here trying to see if he can outrun this person. And he's shooting over here.
But you're talking about your damn quarterback. Yeah, we worry about that. You can't be on the podcast talking about
exactly.
He's not doing it.
But he was a kid. He learned from that. He learned. And at the same time he did that, his ass had 14.5 sacks.
Yep.
Okay,
So
I'm going to say
about?
this one more time. When these Green Bay Packers came to Dallas just 2 years ago for a playoff game that we were favored to win by 7 points, a home game as the 2 seed against the 7-seeded youngest team in the playoff, Green Bay Packers, with young Jordan Love at quarterback. It was 27-0 Green Bay before halftime. By the end of the game, Dak came back through some garbage yards in the fourth quarter. It was 48-22. I look across Micah's stats because I couldn't remember if he played or not in the game, and he had zeros all the way across. He got no pressures, no quarterback hits, no sacks, no nothing in a playoff game that I thought would launch us and that maybe for the first time in 30 years we'd actually get to the NFC Championship game. That happened. That's just wrong.
That's year 2, Micah.
Okay, all right, no, that's year 3.
Okay, that's year 3, Micah.
Well, yeah, Skip never, he did cheers to Micah, okay? Give him a little credit. He gave him a little cheers.
One prop.
Yeah, that was it. He doesn't approve of Micah, but he got a little cheers. It's progress here.
Can't wait for next Sunday night, Micah.
Let's see what happens. But let's move on because we got